Muy buenos días a cada una de ustedes. Sean bienvenidas a esta jornada que va a ser muy importante en la
Welcome
medida que
everyone. This is a very important meeting that we're having today. So welcome to today's session. We're happy to be sharing with this group, with Asia, Africa, Abdayala, for the second group, so that we can be sharing your progress in this process as we close our research as well. So welcome everyone. We're very happy and want to ask each one of you that you may close your eyes for a minute and that we imagine. Let's imagine the moment when we came to this earth. Let's imagine the moment when we opened our eyes to life and we had the gift of being, for coming from our parents and from their being, and seeing the light that was coming to this earth. Let's imagine our path since we were born, our path as girls, as the youth, in our youth. To those who are older, let's look at our paths as adults. Let's bow our sight, our faces, to thank the heart of the land, the womb of our mother, the energy of our father, the energy of all the beings that were there that allowed us to be here, for the food, for the air that we breathe, for the water that we drank, and we have drank, and for everything that's made us grow spiritually, emotionally, physically, energetically, the energy. Thank you. Thank you because we're here today, because we are able to be here and to see the birth of our day, because we're feeling and living. So we are infinitely thankful. Particularly today, we're going to thank because it rained. There are territories where we had rain, where we had drought, and now we had the first rains in that time, in those spaces. We thank and ask with all hearts that everything what we do, that everything we do today grows, and that everything we feel and we live makes progress and makes us happy and allows us to be happy and make people who are around us happy as well. To the water, to the wind, to Mother Earth, to the seed, to the plants, our family, and ourselves. And we're also going to imagine the people, the women, the grandmother, the adults, the girls, the grandfather, the youth, the boys, who are able to visit during our field work, weaving those cosmo feelings and cosmo knowledge. We thank them for their time, for their energy, for their wisdom and strength, for allowing us to find ourselves with our identities, with our cosmo knowledge, with our lives, historically, currently, and we're going to ask that today's day may be fruitful, and that we can be with oral or with everything that we can share, we can grow what we're leaving, the challenges we're facing right now. So we thank God. We got to three thanks for once, twice, about three times, about four times up and down our head. Three times our heads we bow when we move. Fourth time, 5 times, moving our body, giving thanks. 7, moving your heads up and down. And we keep 10. And we ask for the clarity and the help and the joy, so that everything we do today, we do it with happiness. We open our eyes, and we're going to do this exercise of our shoulders. Roll your shoulders backwards. Roll your shoulders back. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. 6, 7, and 8. Now we roll them forward. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times. Let's stretch our arms up in the air. Let's try to reach that tree. Up in the air, all the way to the sky. Reach, 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 reach. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can, and we open up our arms. Make them feel that release your breath. Go. Breathe out. Breathe out a third time. And breathe out a fourth time. Like a cat who's stretching out. Now let's turn our head forward. As far, let's get our chin to our chest. Chin to our chest. Bow your head down, chin to your chest. Let's touch our chins to our chest. And now take it back, nice and slow, as far back as possible. Move your head back. Now bring it back forward again. Now forward, now forward, now forward, and we take it back again. As far back as possible, as far forward as possible. Let's stay there for a minute. Now let's bring it back. Chin to our chest. Now let's go from the center to the right, and then from the center to the left. Move your head, moving our head from the center to our left, and from the center to your right.
Ahora movemos las manos estiradas, estiramos los dos brazos para el frente, manos para el frente, y hacemos como que tuviéramos estrellas haciendo
And now let's
estrellas.
do our head. Move our hands, move your wrists, move your wrists, open and close your wrists, open and close your wrists, make circles. Let's make a fist now, and we twist it once, we twist them twice to the outside, twist to the outside 4 times. Now twist them inside, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 4 times forward. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're all happy to be here and make us do our work today with all the joy, with all the trust that we can put today in where we are. Thank you, everyone. I'll leave Dunin and Angela, and I'll connect later on with you. Thank you.
Necesita, ¿quieres seguir para explicar el objetivo de la sesión?
Dunin, do you want to give today's explanation for today's session?
Sí, claro. Muy buenos días a todas.
Good morning, everyone. Greetings to all of you.
El objetivo de hoy es que nos
The objective today is that we're going to divide in groups. We're going to work Asia together with teacher Angela, those of the Yala with Miss Mayora Lorena. And the idea is that that you start telling their progress and get some feedback so that for the Friday session, under the same methodology, we can give some progress.
Entonces, si les parece,
So we're going to break the session.
Ya Javier nos va a apoyar con este tema.
We're going to do into our breakout rooms.
Okay, hello. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, teacher.
Morning. Okay, well, I don't know if somebody want to start with the state of your projects, and perhaps we can hear listening together, and after we can do comments and perhaps observations. It is okay?
Okay, we need to present a slide or just explain our status of project.
I think if you have a presentation, it's a good idea, because I think you will need to send the power presentation. I think it's the 21 of June. Perhaps if you have the PowerPoint presentation, is better, no? If you don't have yet the presentation, is okay.
I have a PowerPoint presentation, but it is just draft because maybe 24 I have a presentation. So I
Okay,
prepare it, but it's just a draft. Can I share?
perfect. Yes, of course. Go on. Thank you, Naina.
Thank you. Okay, I'll share the screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Perfect.
Yeah. My research topic is socio-economic condition of Tamang women, or case study in Ramethap district of Nepal. So yeah, I know I am Nainakara Tamang. Yeah, first, the purpose of this research. The purpose of this research is to analyze the socio-economic condition of Tamang women in Ramethap district. I choose the Ramethap because there are lots of Tamang community in there, and diversity of their professions, so that I choose this area for my research. This study aims to identify the challenges they face, evaluate and impact of entrepreneur initiative in their economic status, and advocate for policy change to enhance their financial independence and overall empowerment. So main objective is to empower the women, so to know the actual condition of women, and after that to empower them. Importance of the study. This study is crucial for highlighting the unique socioeconomic challenges faced by Tamang women in Ramesab district. By focusing on financial empowerment, it aims to provide the insight into effective strategy for promoting economic independence and gender equality. The findings will inform targeted interventions, support policy advocacy, and contribute to the broader socio-economic development of indigenous and marginalized community. So we can implement this process to other ethnic community as well. So, objective of my study is to identify and analyze the socio-economic condition of Tamang women in Ramesab district. First, I want to know the actual condition of the Tamang women. And second, to study the challenges of entrepreneur development to improving their economic status of Tamil women. What is the problem to create the entrepreneur development of Tamil women? And second objective is that. And third is to advocate for changes in women's legal rights and policy. Without changing the policy and legal rights, women can't do anything. So for that reason, we need to advocate for for their legal rights. And a research methodology. First, participatory action research. For this study, PAR was employed as a primary research methodology to collect the data. This approach was chosen to ensure that the research is deeply rooted in experience perspective of the committee member. So I just want to know about their experience, their feelings, and their perspective. So I choose this method. And data collection method, community engagement. I went to their community and spent a lot of time talking with them, hearing their story, and storytelling and focus group discussion is which I did. And engagement with the community leader, women leader, entrepreneur, and other stakeholders to know about the diversity of the situation. And overview of socio-economic condition. Traditional household, women are still engaging on traditional household roles and responsibilities, and involved in agriculture and wage labor, but there is a discrimination in wage. Men can earn more than female instead of their working in equal work. And gradually, women started to participate in income generating activities. Few women start their own businesses, entrepreneur, like cell roti making, thanka painting, carpet making. They are starting their own businesses, but there is lots of challenges for them. Sorry. Challenges is lack of management skill, limited market access, product quality issue. These are their just a glimpse of challenges. There are lots of other challenges as well. And key challenges faced by Tamil women. First, limited access to the resources and financial constraint. Bank and other financial institute were not willing to provide the loan for women. They thought women can't do anything, so they are not willing to pay the loan. And gender-based discrimination in implemented wages, cultural resistance to economic empowerment. They thought women only stay at home working household work. So the cultural barriers, also the challenges for the women to earn their financially empower. And findings and discussion. Financial constraints are prevalent, with many Tamil women lacking access to the credit and capital, hindering their ability to start their expand entrepreneurial venture. Gender-based discrimination in employment and wage exacerbate their economic disadvantage, often resulting to lower pay for similar work compared to men. Despite these obstacles, there is a notable presence of Tamil women engaged in entrepreneurial activities such as celery making. I already told about that. Thanka painting, carpet making, traditional pickle making, kafse making, tailoring, weaving, handicraft production, and agricultural enterprises. They start a small shop to sell the agricultural product, uh, lady's finger, brinjal, and something like that vegetables. They start their own business. Entrepreneur to emerging as a viable economic avenue, and those women supported by initiative aimed to promoting women-led business for fostering economic independence. Recommendation for action: empowerment studies of Tamil women. We need to provide their good education, vocational training, financial support, and a community led initiative for socio-economic empowerment, supporting network, local business development. and advocacy for the gender equality and social justice. We need to change the policy first, awareness campaign, so that people, women are aware of their rights. And thank you for hearing me. Do you have any question?
Very good. Thank you, Naina. I don't know if somebody want to do a comment about the presentation. I think the timing is good. We will have, I think 15 minutes by person. In your case, I think you spend 10 minutes, something like that. You are in a perfect timing. And I don't know if somebody want to do a comment or a question. I think it's a good opportunity to Naina to hear your impressions. Okay. Nukila, Mimin, Doman, Vivian.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Naina, for your great presentation. I would like to ask you, what is the foundation of the discrimination on or have you found any stigmatization, patriarchy culture that has been rooted in your community? That's my first question. And the second one, how the women, indigenous women, struggling, yeah, or move against that kind of the violence in your community? What is the lesson learned that we can adopt from your community? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nokila, for your question. I try to give my best answer. If I'm wrong, let me know. First in our history, Tamang women are more powerful than men. We have a matriarchal society, but gradually other community influence affect us. So we gradually adopt the patriarchal society, patriarchal culture, and women is less powerful. But also still one thing is remain, that is they respect the Tamang women in our community. They respect the women, respect. So yeah, we are following the patriarchal culture, and this is the barrier for women. And second question, yeah, women face different challenges, and they do their one entrepreneur. They have still they have a violence, like a mental torture. If they start their business and they can't earn the profit, family torture them, torture her, and yeah, this is the main. And other is when she went to get a training for entrepreneur skill, husband scolded her, don't go there, and he's not happy to her wife engage in something work. So these are the simple challenges, and other there are lots of other challenges. Family not support for her, and financial crises. Bank and other institute are not willing to pay the loan for her, because women can't earn the money. That kinds of thought is still remaining. So these are their mental violence. Physical violence is less, then mental violence is still lots of, I found.
Did they
Okay.
fight? Did the woman fight?
Sorry.
Did the Tamang woman fight against those patriarchy, and violence?
Yeah, they fight. They fight, and they are now starting their own venture. So that's the good news for us. They starting their small entrepreneur. They want to become independent women. So they raise their voice. They send their daughter in the school to learn. Yeah, they are starting the revolution. Slowly and gradually, they are starting.
Thank you, Naina.
Welcome.
Okay, very well, very well. And do you have some recommendations, Nukila, to introduce, for example, something in the presentation?
I think for the presentation was great, yeah, but maybe it's better to introduce the child, I mean what is the barriers, yeah, for the women who struggling. It's not about the only economics matters, but also maybe how to about their traditions, their culture. They're proud to their community. I think we need to highlight about that. Also, the pace of the movements. Yeah, maybe from the beginning it's only small movement. You can in the introduction is very interesting if you can share the pace of the movements, the stages of the movement from the small movement until now they are really good on the economic aspect or something like that. I think that's we can learn from that, Naina. I think it's most interesting to have also the triggering issues like what make the woman keep on stronger together and how they want to change. I think it will be interesting. Thank you so much.
Nice, thank you. I don't know, Mimi, Doman, Daisy, Fatima, Vivian, who wants to comment or to ask?
Yeah, may I? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed the whole presentation. I came in late. I got lost along the way, I think. But yeah, if I understand it right, like um so you're aiming to stimulate social I mean like the entry point, this kind of socio-economic empowerment of women, or is it education, or no, I think I might be misunderstanding. I ask, yeah, is it, do I get it right?
Yes, Doman, I'm only focusing on socio-economic empowerment of women. There are lots of sectors to empower the women, but specific my focus is socio-economic empowerment.
Yeah. Hello, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mm, yeah. Or maybe I don't hear anything. But I do hear static.
You didn't hear me?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. But I hear you asking me if I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm talking about, I'm only focusing on socio-economic
Gap.
condition of
Oh,
women, not other
I'm
aspects.
losing you. but I also hear some voices.
Did you hear me?
We can hear you, Naina.
Yes.
Florence, your voice is rather, I don't know, echoes.
I think Doman didn't hear. Six.
Can't hear it. Where is Dom Florence?
Yeah. Maybe she has a problem of internet and she didn't hear us. So if anyone have a question.
Yes, I think perhaps she will come in after. Okay. Well, I don't know, Mimint or I know he's here. The man, are you here? Yes, she come back.
Oh, there. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you hear me again? No? And maybe later then.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Because I have some internet issue. I have a question for you. Uh, Sorry, because of the internet, I can't hear your presentation properly, but I have a question.
Okay. Yes, we can hear you. Go on. Do you want to try again? Because I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, go on. Yes, but I don't know why now
I can listen.
Yes, go on.
And I have a question about their like your topic is social economy.
Oh, it's not working now. Nanya? Nanya, are you here?
I I just want to
No. Ananya? No, I think it's not working because I can't see her microphone. I don't know if Doman, are you here now? Do you want to ask something?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was clarifying to Naina because since she has been identifying as socioeconomic, is it? Or she has been mentioning about kind of socioeconomic idea or as an entry point for empowerment. So I'd like to listen also, like, do you have a model? You're considering a model, so I'd like to listen to the idea. I ask because um I'm because I think it's really interesting to develop a model other than the usual livelihood. I mean, in our communities we've seen um especially pig racing, chicken racing, but then it's not really very empowering because it just gets the group busy. Yes, they get into economic activity, but then it's a cycle of actually consuming the the commercial products for livestock, like commercial feeds, commercial fertilizer. So it just gets the women into the cycle of uh they're not really earning. So I'm really curious if you're talking about socioeconomic empowerment. What's the model that we as indigenous peoples could also uh learn from or develop uniquely that also empowers indigenous women other than, as I said, the usual livestock or small economic activities that just gets people into the cycle of the market. Yes, but actually dependency still, and it doesn't uplift them out of poverty. I hope, yeah, I hope my question is clear.
Thank you, Doman. Yeah, I maybe I understand your question, so I try to give my answer. Yeah. In our community, women are engaged in household at the previous time, but now gradually they start small, not a business, small entrepreneur. Yeah, like cell roti making. This is a traditional indigenous food. Mm, this food is making only in the festival season, but now people, now they are making in any season, and people buying this product from them, so they start their business. But there is a lots of problem. They don't know the expiry date of the product, and sanitation and other packaging, branding and other things, and we support them to branding their product. After that, other commercial market, supermarket and other market purchase their product as a use level. If they produce a used product and buy the supermarket, they can earn lots of money for that. So we help them to branding their product, like testing their product is good or not, and their duration, their expiry date, and other things, and we help them. So gradually they are doing, and other things is carpet making. They are working in others carpet making industries. They are just employed. They have a skill, so we taught them and we help them to start their own industry, not working as an employee. So they start their own business. Why not? They have a skill. So we just motivate them to start their own business, and yeah, they are doing. And if my friends come from other countries, and they wants to buy some Nepali product, I recommend them to buy from there. So this is the indigenous product. I help them to marketing their product. Yeah. So our focus is indigenous women start their business in terms of their interest and their skill. If they have an interest to do, and if they have a little bit of skill, we just promote their skill. Not we are not we giving the training to them and doing something like that. No, they have their own skill, and just we promote their skill, and just we potential. They have a potential, so we just flourish their potential. um, because they already have that kinds of skill. Just nowadays we're just focusing on that kinds of women, so we are not giving a training and other things, and then starting new venture and new businesses. So gradually maybe we can do that also. If some women do not have their skill, and they don't know their interest, so we can support them through providing the external training and other things. Yes, yeah, just so we are working in this model. Did you get me?
Okay. Yeah. I get to imagine. Thank you, Naina.
And thank you, Daman.
Okay, thank you. I think Ananya is here now. Go on, Ananya.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a question for Nana. That economical empowerment, it's not like it's not happened in one day. So it's definitely have some historical moment, like grandma fight and the mother fight, and then the young generation come. So she have any story which will inspire us to know about the how they are fight for economical empowerment. I This is my first question, and second question is I'm sorry about Nana, because of my internet issue I can't hear you properly. So I just, can you please share your recommendation with us, so it will help us if we wants to work within our community, but we want to know about their condition, and it will be inspire us to work with our own community about their economical empowerment, because there are most of the women, they are not economically not empowerment in our community. So I just want to know about her recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya. I'll try to give my best answer. If you have any confusion, let me know. First, historically, Tamang women are more powerful than men, because we have a matriarchal society, and every household is leading by the women. But gradually, influence of other community, Tamang community also, women are also weaker gradually, and they can't raise their voice, and they can talk openly. So because the influence of other community, And this generation women start the revolution slowly. They start their own businesses, small businesses to empower themselves, and they can able to send their daughter to the school. So they start their own venture they are doing. So historically, if we see the condition, many generation can't raise their voice, but this generation try to raise their voice. Yeah, and so that I'm quite interested to talk about them, to know more about them, because they thought they need to send their daughter to the school so daughter can do better work. So they have that kind of thought. So education is more education. If I'm economically sustainable, I can send my daughter and son to the best school. They can educate. So that kinds of thought motivate them to do something. Yeah. And second, my recommendation for your community is first identify the powerful women. If they are willing to change themselves, we identify that kinds of women first, and they are the roadmap for other women. They are the role model for other women. So we pick that women first and empower her first, then she empower other. So that's the gradual process. Mm, we can empower as an entire community. And we need to focus first to know about their skill. They have what kinds of skill they have, what kinds of interest they have, what they want to do. So we need to identify this kind of thing, and also the local resources as well. Yeah, if we do that, if we empower 3 and 4 women in our community, gradually her influence work for other women as well. Thank you, Ananya. Did you get me?
Okay. Thank you, Ananya and Naina, for your answers. I don't know if Mimit, Vivian, or Fatima, or Alina, or Franco have some questions or comments for Naina.
Thank you, teacher. I have a question, but is it just like I want to know why the women are not allowed to do business by themselves in that community? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, me. We can hear you, but I didn't understand your question.
Like you present, like in the community, like the women like have less power, like they are not allowed to do the business or engage in their like entrepreneurs of like the business process, like. So why it is?
Okay. Women are not allowed to work outside. If any kinds of work, they are also always engaged in household work, caring about their children, working in their farm, working in household work. They are not allowed to work outside. But gradually, this thought is changing in this generation. They are starting their one kinds of work, also doing their household work. they are doing, and they are not allowed to go to training session and other kind of activities, gathering the women, talking about other things they are not allowed to do. But gradually they are fighting against it. Because women are in our history, I already talked about that. In our history, women are more powerful, but because of other community influence, so women are not that powerful, but they get a respect. Pamong women get a respect in their community. They are not beaten. They are not. They respect the women, but also these kinds of challenges still remain there. Thank you. Did you get me?
Yes, thank you so much. You have really good presentation, so I don't have much comment. Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I have some comments perhaps for you. I don't know if, for example, in your I think it's in the research methodology slide. It should be interesting to introduce some data about your specific experience. I don't know if I can, for example, how many encounters or visits had you have you been during the field work? Can you tell us, not in a specific, but if I ask you how many times you, or I don't know how many interviews, how many encounters do you propose to the community?
Yeah, I frequently visited to the field because to earn their trust. Without trusting, they can't share their financial things. It's a crucial, and I frequently visit and talking with them. So I went with my friend who is from same place. So
Yeah.
yeah, and maybe I took 15 to 20.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah.
it's an incredible work, but when you wrote the results, you forgot to introduce this kind of data, okay? Because you visit the community more than 15 times. Is important, not to introduce, for example, some data about your fieldwork, okay? I don't know if, for example, you have pictures of the visits or videos or pictures perhaps or something like that, because perhaps you can introduce some pictures. Okay.
Yeah, I have a picture. They are not allowed me to take their videos, but I took their picture. So I have a picture. So working with their shop and other things, talking with them. I have a picture, and so this is my just draft PPT. So I'm confused to include this or not. And I have one curiosity. Can I talk?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm working in a data presentation section. the discussion section. So, but I'm a little confused. I need to quote their actual words, or I need to interpret myself. They have I have their actual words, what they said about that, about their
Okay.
struggle, their
You
problem.
can do both. Okay. Look, this is a good question. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Today, I had a meeting, a very interesting meeting with Fusia. Okay. I have a conversatory with her. And for example, here I am describing, yes, Fusia grew up in Fez, in a family of 8 siblings. You can describe, okay? Her father traveled frequently for work, And for example, for me, when she was explaining to me a very important thing for her, yes, and she told me, I quote, okay, I quote, Mustafa didn't want me to be in contact with men. Fortunately, he wasn't very smart, and I had to take 4 buses to get to the Women's Institute. From bus to bus, I would go to restaurants and cafes and made many friends, and I did everything I wanted. Okay? A conversation with Fusia Fest, Okay, this is an example. You can use, and after you can propose the analysis. Okay, I think I have here an example. Sorry. You can introduce, for example, if you have pictures here, okay, drawings, etc. For example, here, okay, this is an analysis about, for example, the care house for minors and victims in the Caribbean coast, okay? As a part of this process, for example, Casa de Gobierno, House of Governance, established regular visits. Initially, these visits were conducted monthly. Over time, the visits were spaced to intervals of 3 months and eventually to 6 months. Each visit was meticulously documented to ensure through and continuous monitoring of the victim's needs. Okay, for example, this is my analysis. But you can distinguish when you are talking and when you want to visualize the voices of your allies, okay? When you want to put in the center their voice, you can use quotations, okay? Or you can do you can say in your words one idea of your allies, okay? But it's interesting to mix, no? Because when you mixed different voices, it could be more interesting. Okay, for example, here, okay? Fusia consider it important for her to have for her child. This is a case of divorce, okay? And Fusia have been the supporter of this women divorce process, okay? And for example, Fusia considered it important for her to have her child first and then request the divorce. According to current Moroccan laws, the woman would have also been imprisoned since the family code laws penalize extramarital relationships. Okay, this is my analysis, and I can introduce her words. In Fusia's words, today she lives with her new husband near here with her children. Okay, and here I need to introduce the source. In my case, conversatory with Fusia. June 24, yes. Okay. This is an example, but you can, sorry. Oh, I can see Nanya now. Can you see her? No? Nanya, are you here? Can you hear me? Oh, this internet is really hard sometimes. Okay. Okay, well. Nanya, can you hear me? No, I think she has a problem. Okay. But I think the presentation, the Nanya's presentation was very, very good, and I think she needs now to work about introducing more details about her fieldwork, and perhaps to develop a little the results and findings by chapters. Okay. I don't know who wants to continue today. Vivian? Go on, Vivian. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, nice to see you.
Good to see you too. So, actually, teacher, I'm in another country to attend a meeting, and shortly we will be having a meeting that I will be required to attend and participate. But maybe I can just update you on the status of my work. I have managed to go to the field, and I have collected information on my research. And when I go back, I'm going to assemble everything, write a good presentation. And probably in my next class or the other one, I'll be able to come up with a tangible work. And even before that, once I finish, I will share it to you. But I have managed to talk to so many people of the community. I have managed to interview almost 15 women so far. And the information that I am getting is, some are sad. And I'm so grateful because of the methodologies that you taught us in class, like getting to know when to ask questions and how to handle emotional things. For example, I managed to use storytelling, where I just go to the community first and interact with them, I share my own stories where I come from to create that good relationship. And then slowly I just find a way of posing my question and getting my answers. Yeah, and to avoid maybe bridging the contract of FPIC, I work with an Indigenous girl from that community. So where they've been taking me the videos, interviewing the women and doing my research work. So far, so good. Yes. And the answers that I'm actually getting is that the establishment of the cement industry has resulted into bad things in the community. Most of the women are actually sad about it and they're emotional because they feel like their livelihood sources have been compromised. And for the youth that I managed to talk to, the main problem is that they get jobs, low-paying jobs. So you realize that some of the communities, some of the neighboring communities are working in the company instead of the natives, instead of the youth from the Pokot South. So you realize that some of the tribes are there working and they're earning better money than the people who reside there. Yes, and on the other side, again, there are those youths that they feel like establishment of the industry have been beneficial to them because some of the youths did not get the privilege of getting to attend the schools, even basic secondary schools and primary levels. So the presence of the industry has given them an opportunity to work and earn a living, and now they can vent for their families. So yeah, what I can say is that there are good and bad impacts of having the industry there, but it's important to point out that the negatives are more than the positives, because you realize that the relationship between the environment and especially the indigenous women has been affected, since most of them were using the land to carry out their agricultural practices. And in fact, some of them have been displaced. And for the industry to acquire the land, they just gave the women little amount of money. It's not like they compensated them well. So imagine someone getting paid small token and then being displaced from the ancestral land. So to them, it's very painful to them, and they actually regret why they did that. Yeah, so that is what I can say now, teacher. So I will just go and analyze my findings and do a very good report. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you to you, Vivian. And I don't know if somebody want to ask something to Vivian or do a comment. For example, I think it's very important, Vivian, to write in your presentation. I talk with 15 women. I visit. Yes, because for you it's like normal. Yes, but in research we need to be as specific, because I know people, researchers that can write a book only talking to people. Okay. And it is important to show your fieldwork, your work, okay? Don't be shiny, yes? The presentation and the document is the possibility to show, no? Your work, okay? Remember to introduce pictures if you have videos. For example, when Nania, I think it was in the overview of socioeconomical perspective I think in the slide number 5, she introduced the results, yes? And is interesting, for example, to use the quotations and to put in the center of the results the voices of your allies, okay? And your analysis. Just don't be shiny, don't be this is the moment, no? to show the results, okay?
Yes.
And I don't know if you know a tool, an interesting tool of artificial intelligence. I just discovered this, I think, some weeks ago. But I can. Yes, I think it's this one. No, this is no. I'm so sorry. Slides Go, ça s'appelle. It's Slides Go. Okay, it's an example. Because sometimes you don't have time, you are a busy woman. Okay, and you can, no, it's not Slides Go. Give me 1 second. Because I was so happy with this. Yes, I see. I think it's this one. Yes, and for example, the tool, you propose a title, okay? In this case, is the empowerment of women exploring the Badha Center in Fez, Morocco, okay? And the tool propose a presentation, okay? And after, you can ask the tool to introduce your picture. For example, this is my picture, okay? And you can correct. It is a good idea, no? To have a draft, no? Not as the last version, but for example, this is the second slides, okay?
Yeah.
I want to share with you because I am so happy.
What did you say is the name of the?
Okay, I want to
tool?
show because I am so happy. Give me a second. We need to check because sometimes I think it's here. Okay.
Okay.
Slides Go. Okay. For example. Great. No, I don't want to edit. I want to. No, I need to check because I am a beginner. But the name is Slides Go. You can check, perhaps. It could be useful for you. Okay, I don't know. Somebody want to ask Vivian or to do a comment? No? You can see what I am showing. Oh, I am so sorry, Mimit. Nobody can see?
Yes.
Yeah, I have. Can I ask one A simple question?
Of course. Hello, Nania, welcome.
Thank you, teacher. So actually, my question is, what is your research methodology? So I'm curious about that.
In your slides, because you propose a slide, no? About methodological research. Nania?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, because I think I can hear your question.
Yeah, my question for Vivian is, what is her research methodology? Because I'm a little curious about other research methodology, because I'm from academic background, so I'm doing lots of research in academic field, so primary, secondary, and other kinds of methodology I used. But this is my first time to use indigenous methodology, so I want to know more about that.
Thank you, Naina. So, since this is an intercultural course, I'm going to use more of intercultural methodology, and of course, integrating it with the scientific methods. For example, I will I have interviewed some of them, like the 15 women that I said. I have interviewed them using the questionnaire, but now using intercultural methodology, maybe using songs, I get to get answers for my questionnaire. You get it? So for example, there is an incident where women were using songs to convey to me the impacts that the establishment of the industry has resulted into their lives. So they were singing how they've gone against the ancestral way of giving out their land. So there's a song actually that they sang using Pokot. And I could actually get answers of my questionnaire that it has resulted into this and this and this. You understand me now? And then, of course, there's another instance where there was a ceremony. So I was just there seated with women. I remember there was 2 elders and 2 young women, and then we were just meeting stories, we were just exchanging ideas, and they actually told me a lot of things regarding the presence of the semtech industry in their land. So that is the intercultural ways that I use to get my answers for my research.
Thank you. Thank you for your clear answer. Thank you.
Welcome. So, and Naina, in my next data collection that I'm going to wind up next week, because I'm planning to wind up, I want to go and use the body mapping for women, because when they were explaining to me how the industry has affected their lives, so I wanted to, now the next week when I go, I want them to go and use the body mapping. So that is my next intercultural methodology that I'm planning to use. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perfect. Don't forget to introduce all these answers in your presentation, Nanya and Fifian, because
Okay.
you have a very important innovation, intercultural research innovations. But if you don't introduce in the paper and in the PPT presentation, is like but it's not it's sad. Okay.
I will introduce teacher.
Okay, and don't forget the pictures, for example, pictures about the body mapping of the community. Perhaps you can introduce a first slide about using, I don't know, a map of your community, a little context, okay? Yes, perfect. I don't know if Mint, Nukila, Doman, Anania, do you have questions or comments for Vivian?
Yes, I would like to have maybe for Vivian the picture of the community. Also, when you deliver your training or your when you had a dialogue with them, it would be advantage for us to see as well the situations and the conditions of your community. That's all.
Yes, that is a good idea. And perhaps you said, Vivian, you use songs and dance, okay? You can, if you can, for example, write the words of the songs, okay? And you can translate. Do you know, for example, if you introduce the words of the songs in well, I don't know, perhaps I don't know if Deep Translator has the translation to Swahili to English. I don't know, but you can introduce in Swahili and after you can translate, or I don't know. How do you deal with all this language in your work?
So, teacher, I will just present the work originally as it is because they will use the Pokot language. Okay. And then I will write the song and translate in English using italics.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because it is perhaps an opportunity, no, to introduce a bilinguistic perspective, no? But I don't know if it is possible, and it's a lot of work at the same time. Okay, and sometimes you can use, for example, for the presentation to show a little fragment of the video in your presentation, or a song, no? I think is really closely to have to listen the music and to see. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. Somebody want to comment or ask a question? Yeah. Nobody? Okay. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you very much. And who wants to present now?
Please, I don't want to present, but I want to ask some questions concerning myself, not to someone.
Go on, Fatima. Welcome.
Thank you, teacher. Yeah, we are having electricity problems, so my laptop is off, so the presentation is inside, not my phone. And I wish to ask, how many chapters are we to write in our final project?
I don't know because I saw different kind of final report. Do you remember I sent
okay, okay.
yes, I sent you an example from Cameroon.
Yes, yes, I've seen it. Okay, so it means it depends on in the country and what you are going to write about, right?
Yes, I think for example in this case I think it was a project about 20 pages, something like that. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes. In your case, you have how many chapters? I remember you have 2 or 3 chapters.
No, in my final project, I wanted to put 5 chapters.
5
like
chapters.
to subdivide it. Then I wish to say my research was to be in 3 places, 3 communities, Limbe, Boya, and Douala. But due to this crisis now, so I eliminated Limbe. So now I'm working with Douala and Boya. So I divided Boya in different places. That's where I'm carrying it, like different sub villages or towns where I'm to do it. So I've eliminated Limbe.
Perfect. For example, in your case, if you can write 2 or 3 pages by chapter, you have 15 pages, okay? And you need
But it can be more than, right? It depends on how
Yeah.
I'm writing the project and the explanation.
Okay, it's because you need to prepare an introduction, the recommendations, the pictures. I think 20, 25 pages minimum, it's okay. Yes, because we can't send, I don't know, 5 pages of final report. No, it's not serious, okay?
Because like example in chapter 4 now, that data analysis now. So I'm seeing it's taking me much pages. That's why I'm asking.
Ah, okay. No,
Yes, so it can be something of 30, 35, or even 40 pages. Then we see how to arrange, right? Yes, when I'm done with writing, I'll send it to you. So if there is anything, then you let me know before the final submission.
Okay, perfect. Just because I think in your case, the challenge is how do you present the results in 15 minutes? You need perhaps to prepare very well your presentation.
Yeah, I can summarize now in each chapter. Now I'll just take the main things to talk there. Like I'll summarize.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like to talk everything. It's just to look the main key points and talk on it, right?
Okay.
Wakati ukiwa wanasoma shule ya jeshi uko songea
you need to yes, thank you. Yes, Fatima, perhaps if you want you can present Friday. It's a good training, I think. You can present using your PPT draft.
All right. Okay. This coming Friday, right? Let me see the date. On the 7th, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. And
okay,
perhaps and I don't know if you can, for example, today talk a little about some results, interesting findings in your case.
Like actually at times, especially when it comes to the parents now, to talk with them is somehow, because I had experience when I went to the field. I met some parents. I was trying to talk. I went there with one of my sister to talk to them about the strategy now to increase educational opportunities. So later on, when we left them, when we came back home, they have to call her and ask her, who am I? What do I want? So all those type of things, like they are suspecting me. It's not what I'm going to do. You know, these people now, to deal with them actually is not really easy. So we have to convince them that it's important of education, like us for the Bororos now. In case if you have any scholarship or whatsoever, so that we can promote our own sisters, our own girls, so that they can go more further. So it was not really easy. And at times you even ask them questions for them to even answer you say problem. Even when you talk about pictures, some of them don't even want to enter the pictures. We have to convince them, just not all of the accepting to even enter our pictures. And even for the videos, yes, at least I have some pictures and some videos that I try my best to collect.
Okay. And it's important to introduce in your research section this challenge. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Just that we have electricity issue.
Okay. Thank you, Fatih.
All right. Thank you so much, teacher.
Okay. Well, I don't know, Mimin, do you want to continue? Okay.
Yes, I would like to present. But first, I would like to say that I'm still in the process, so it's not like really my final. This is just a draft. Can I share screen? Hello. Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mimin, go on.
Please allow me to screen.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. So, hello everyone. Can you see my screen now? Okay. Good morning. Good evening, all my friends and teacher. Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mimin, go.
I can't hear anything. So, okay. So, my research is about the case study of a young divorced mother with young children who left by their husband in Capital Village, in my village, Mudong Township, Moon State. So, here is just a picture I have, but still in draft, not ready yet. I'm going to present about my introduction and for some literature review methodology and how I will collect my data and what I find and some discussions and limitations. Oh, sorry. I will just summarize it. Okay. In this paper, I will study a young divorced mother with young children. And in here, the cultural norm indicate that men have full rights and power, including ownership and household leadership. Women are considered as subordinate and are as property. This cultural belief extends to community leadership. And dominate, yes, and decision making is predominantly male dominate. So gender inequality is deeply ingrained, and women often facing domestic violence abuse, lacking right of decision making in politics and leadership role. And the study will highlight the abuse, marginalizations, and disrespect faced by more indigenous women, especially young divorced mothers in Gobito village, Myanmar. These women abandoned by their husband and face significant physical and mental challenges due to community attitude. And the project purposes aim to raise awareness, document discriminations and harassment they face, and advocate for their right. Yeah. Here my research problem. The problem is to investigate the challenges and discrimination faced by divorced mothers in capital village. Specifically, it's aimed to understand community attitudes and behaviors toward these women who often marginalized, disrespect, and blame for their circumstance. So the study seeks to explore the impacts of cultural norm, early marriage, and domestic violence of women's life, and highlight the need to increase awareness and support for their right. So the objective is to explore the case study of an early marriage of a divorced mother in capital village, and for the specific objective to discover the community parent perspective on divorced women, to figure out their struggle and challenges, and to understand perspective of the community people and how affect their. I still working on this. So, and the community parent perspective on divorced women. This is my general question. For the specific question, I would like to find out what are the struggles and challenges of a young divorced mother, what are the perspective of community peoples and child marriage. And next, the last question is how do community people perspective affect on the victim? Here are some literature review what I have found out that the previous I have found that there have been deep-rooted idea of Myanmar being a gender equality countries at this course emerging the colonial Myanmars, and the description of Myanmar as historically gender equality country has been challenged by Tam. He claimed that does not take into account the many barriers that women face in political, social, and economic life. And according to Amber, legal system missing to give women and men equal right, but cultural practice undermine this. So these are the literature I found. And the Munker society is distinctly patriarchal. This is the problem. And we also have in literature review, like this is what happened in my community. So the research design for the methodology, I will use qualitative participatory research. For the data collection methods, I will use in-depth interview, dialogues or discussion, a small group or focus group discussion, like experience sharing, like I will listen to them, what they have experienced, what are their knowledge. For the question, I have three different types of question. The interview question for community people, the interview question for within, and the interview question for the man and village head. Yeah. And for the sampling, I will use hypothesis sampling method. And I have 4 to 15 participants. I will have individual interview and focus group discussion. And I will interview the people like village head, marriage man, marriage women, and community peoples and youth. And within women. For the data analysis, I use qualitative data analysis techniques, themes method, and content analysis, or I will identify the pattern and themes, then I do coding. This is how I'm doing my data analysis. Sorry, don't look at this one. It's still in the process. So for the results and my finding, I find the reason for early marriage and focus on this point. First one is a reason for early marriage and divorce. And next, the second one is attitudes towards early marriage and divorce. And the challenges faced by divorced mother. And next part is the position of remarriage. And the next point is responsibility of a father after divorce, and the community position and supports that within the safe or not, and the recommendation and the support that we would like to have. And the finding, reason for early marriage, I found like the influence based on my interview, is it the influence of social media and also lack of parent guidance and social norm. societal norm, and lack of understanding is the consequences of marriage at a young age. And 2, attitudes toward early marriage and divorce, economic conflict, lack of education, and inability to understand each other. This is a big problem, the most problem that is facing. Then they start to introduce of new partner and lack of discipline and domestic violence. For the third point, challenges faced by divorced mother, mental health issue. This is really high, right? Many of the victims face mental health problem like depressions or yes. And criticism, yeah, it is really high. Criticism by the community peoples, and they have less confidence because of that, and they have no support, lack of support. The two cause that they have like struggle for financial and societal marginalizations and fear of social interaction. And yeah, possession or remarriage. Remarriage often saying like some people like consider to marriage again is acceptable, but some people they disagree to do that. So remarriage is often seen as a necessity, economic stability rather than personal choice based on mental affection, which means like they're with them they have to remarry not because they want. Sometimes they cannot stand alone to raise the kids up due to the living or survival, so they have to remarry again. And number 5, responsibility of the father of the divorce. I found that many people said like but the father of the child should be responsible for that until the kids or the children grow up. But if the mother can like stand alone or raise the kid alone, that is okay. It is a choice. So as a father, he can get married or remarry whoever he wants or something like that. So when their kids only live left to by mother alone, raised by her alone, there's a lot of challenges for her to raise, to live, to eat, to work, because I think the kids also young and the mother also young. Yeah, community position. Some people they like criticize. Some people they pity. They give support. They give motivation. But many, if they don't understand, they criticize. They were marginalized. Something like this. I found like this. For the recommendation, the interviewee suggest to provide emotional motivation to the victim and counseling and support for them to rebuild their life to be normal, and also to call for awareness and education or advocacy to address the root cause of early marriage. So here what I find, yes, based on the three different keys, we have self-early marriage 40%, and disapproval early marriage 60%, and self-divorce 30%, disapproval of divorce is 70%, and disapproval remarriage 50%, and agreement on further responsibility I found 80%. So here are the discussion. I will focus on these key terms: position of underage marriage and consequences of young divorce, and cause of early marriage and divorce, challenges faced by divorced mother, remarriage and its consequences, community attitudes and social impact, role of man and accountability, support and assistance, and future step and improvement. These are the what I'm going to discuss or write about in my research study. Yeah, this is my conclusion. No, I not yet, sorry. And for the research limitation, for the time conflict, it is a bit challenge for me because I back from Thailand a bit late, and this is a bit difficult now. There is no like women who are working on that field. in the past we have some like CBO or some people who are working on that field. So we can discuss or talk to join hands to work together. But today, based on the country situation, the conflict inside the country, there is no women empowerment organization and people who work for that. They stop working, and sometimes within doesn't want to participate due to cultural belief. They believe that it is something we should not pay the other. So no matter like how, like yes, but not everyone. For the political concern, people doesn't like when we call them. They ask lots of questions. They don't want to participate because nowadays in Myanmar the political concern is really high. So people are worried to participate in any activity. They're afraid that they were like being involved in that kind of like problem. They're afraid that one. And for the culture and religious non also problem. So it is quite difficult to approach them. People are like really like stick on that. And the country and regulation law also the problem now, because we don't have specific law like this, and also the people who work for that. And this is my friend. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to ask all the questions you may have. Thank you so much, teacher and my friends.
Okay, thank you, Mimint. Excellent. I think you have a lot of results and findings, no? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am thinking if you can perhaps introduce, is the incredible presentation, even if you said it's only a draft, I think you are ready to present the 25th of June. Perhaps, I don't know if you have some pictures or I don't know how you can perhaps show the qualitative work, because perhaps if you have some materials to, or no, do you think it's difficult?
I'm sorry, I don't think I get the question. Can you please repeat?
Yes, I don't know if perhaps do you have some pictures or photos about your encounters or something like that? Yes, because I think it's a sensitive issue, because divorced women perhaps doesn't want to be exposed, but perhaps how do you think it's possible to use some perhaps not pictures because it's difficult, but symbols, or I don't know.
Actually, like it is quite difficult, but I did it. I approached to the people who can like a contact person in that community. Example, like someone who is like can discuss. I approached that person, and she can call for me the participant. Yes.
Okay.
And I tell them everything. And they were so happy to participate after we talked together and I interviewed them. And we also have like a small discussion, and they also give me some suggestions. So like when I first approached some women, they don't want to share. But later I try to approach to the people who can like a bit influence on the community, and they listen to each other, right? So yes, something like this.
Yes. No. Okay.
First, people don't believe, like think they don't like understand, so they don't want to share. but later on when I approached to the community people, like yeah, they like to share. They were so happy. I finished to interview 12 participants. I'm analyzing my data now, and yes. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you to you. It's an excellent presentation. Okay, thank you. I don't know if Naina, Nukila, Fatima, Domana, Nania, Nai, Vivian want to ask something, to propose a comment.
Yes, teacher, just to congratulate her for the findings, especially when she mentioned that there are some challenges regarding the war, but I'm not mistaken. It's like there is some instability going where she is. So that's why there are some of the things maybe she could have put it more. But just to say, this is something that we encounter as indigenous communities sometimes, regardless of the instability or the approaches that we use because of the location, remoteness of the community. So I want just to say congratulations to her because making up to that point, even she's inputting some of the idea into us. So it's super for me.
Thank you so much, Nai.
Yeah, wonderful presentation and wonderful work. I'm so happy to hear, and it's very clear. And this is a current problem of women. So I'm so happy to hear me. So wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And I am thinking if it's possible, I don't know, because how do you think you can talk a little about your advocacy plan?
Yes, teacher. For the advocacy plan, I think I will do what I can do is sometimes I may need to change what I think. I can do the workshop. I will do the workshop to give awareness to the youth and the people who the youth the parents, so they will gain knowledge and the action will not repeat or reduce. And I also thinking like I have two plans. Another one is to get like a network or connection with the NGO or like women empowerment organization to support the within receive or accept to help support, like example, like to have them like when they have no husband, when they have no job, based on my finding, like they were remarried again. They said they think they cannot like survive alone. So what idea I have is that, but last time we heard like I saw an organization, they support the women to have a vocational job for them to survive alone, to give them like training. So what I can do is that I cannot give them the training, but I will network for them and let them like receive to that help. This is my plan. Does it work possible in Myanmar right now? I think because to change for the law or rule regulation in Myanmar based on currently situation, it is really risky and too difficult to do it, nearly like impossible, because the police or the law or regulation or the judge, people's not really working where the country politician or political situation is too like complicated now. We also have to be really careful with our safety. Is it really high risk? Yes.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to you. Very good. Okay, well, if you want, we can have the break. Yes, we have 10 minutes, and after we can continue with, I think we have the time for one more project. Okay? Well, see you later. Hello.
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 Welcome.
Hello.
Okay. I think we have the time for another presentation today, and the rest of the group will present Friday. Okay, who wants to continue? Ananya, Doman, Nukila, Nai.
Please allow me to present on Friday.
Okay. Doman, Ananya, Nukila. Nobody else? Nukila, Doman, Ananya.
Yes, teacher. I just want to share about my research topic and the research process and everything, but I didn't do presentation, but I just want to share.
Okay, thank you. Go on.
So in Bangladesh, the most vulnerable section is indigenous women and girls. They are very deprived from their fundamental rights. When I decided to do prevention and protection violence against indigenous women and girls, so I was talking with I just want to share the few stories about how I work with this research. So first of all, I collected data from the various indigenous organizations who work for indigenous women and the human rights organization. So I find in 2022 in 21 cases in violence against indigenous women and girls. After the 2024, it's a 5 case. Till now in May 28, there is a girl, 8 years old. She was raped by a person. So I collect all this data from the newspaper and the indigenous organization, IPDS, Indigenous Peoples Development Services, and Indigenous Women Network, and Bangladesh Indigenous Youth Forum, and also Kushal Marginalized Women Organization. So I collect all those data from the organization and the lawyer who work for indigenous women and the legal aid organization. Even I collected some case file history from the police station. And I collect at least 5 or 6 case stories, and I talk with interview with 7 victims. So I didn't ask any question. We just spend time together. We just understand each other, and they personally know me because when the incident happened, I organized protests and I just fight for their justice. So they already know me. So when I go there in village, and they are happy to see me. And after so many years, we just sit together and we just talk about how life is going on. And there are lots of process they are talking about how they are healed themselves. So I just want to share some healing process about them. So they told me that when the incident happened, everyone is blaming them because in the society and patriarchal society, they are blaming women about all those incidents. So they are put themselves in a room, dark room. They are thinking she was so alone and she was mentally depressed. But even she cannot go outside for she was afraid of light. And she told me that time she just only cooking and cooking. she made one kind of cake. We call it in our language is manti. So she does all this. She does cooking and cooking. So that's the process she healing herself. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Yes,
And I'm busy with it. I'm busy with the elders, and there is we call it ambi, but grandma. She was talking about their time, and she told me that there is no violence language in their community, and she said that the one word was sticking in my mind. She was talking about that in there is no language about in violence and the rape and the cruel thing in our community. Then how will happen to in our community in this violence? So she said that colonialism teach us how can women stuck in their room, so we can use women. So she was talking about colonialism, and I feel like that I never thought about the colonialism and related with the violence, and I can use in my research project, and it was a new thing for me. Then I just we just talk about the colonialism, how it is this indigenous community to about violence and other stuff. And she exactly told me that colonialism teach us violence and put violence in our community. So she was saying that she was 80 above years old, or maybe 90 plus. I don't know exactly how old she is. So she was talking about when she was kid, there is no violence in their community. After the 3 years of colonialism, like Pakistan colonized us into 100 years. So she was talking about that that time we learned so many things about the violence and put us indigenous women in patriarchal community, but the people, even though the people and the women get know how can they put women in this situation, how can they control women. So she told me about all those things, and I when I go to the lawyer office, I saw 2 women victim, and they we don't know each other language, so she give me a art about how she is feeling that time. And also there's a lot of recommendations I put on my research, like first of all the community should be aware about violence against indigenous women, and women should take a voice about themselves, and also the legal aid process, like their healing process and others. Even they should learn about the healing traditional method. The indigenous youth women, they don't know about the traditional healing process, so it will be recognized in the community. And I saw when I talked with the elders, there are 5 women who are made traditional medicine. When I was to talk with them, and they said that we are also the healer, because we put, when the incident happened, we give them a medicine to reduce pain. So we are also the healer, and I think they are also healer, even they are working for the traditional medicine. I was asked them how they make the medicine, and they didn't reveal it. They said we will choose when the part time come, we will choose indigenous women or the young woman, or the any kind of woman we will choose. After that, she will work on that. Before that, we cannot reveal how medicine is work. So even I was trying to prepare in the 7 June. I will sit with indigenous youth political leaders who are working politics. because I just want to focus group or discussion. Even I want to aware them what I get from my research after, and even I will recommend them to special branch in the indigenous places. They will put a special branch for indigenous women who was violated by a person, or they will go and special branch. They will speak for their own language. And the most fact is indigenous women, they cannot express themselves. What happened with her, she cannot express in front of people because it is very sensitive matter. So they have the place where they can talk to each other, like counseling, or maybe the grandmother or the woman. We need to aware of them. So I just put all I just finished my introduction in the writing process, and I just put all this data in right now, and I will be present in Friday. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you to you, Ananya. What an incredible work are you doing to visualize these experiences, no? So with all your engagement and respectfully perspective, no? Thank you very much for sharing with the group. And how do you deal with all these emotions? No, I don't know, but perhaps it's not easy not to hear all these stories. How are you dealing with this experience, personal experience?
Thank you, teacher. When I chose, I was clear my mind when I was apply for this intercultural research course. I was clear that I will took this concept, so I was mentally prepared for them, that I will work for it. And in there there are no research about in our community and the plan land, so I decided to work on that, so I can at least use this data or findings with advocacy in my work. So I was mentally prepared. Even I was meditated myself to make myself strong, that I can absorb their feelings and everything. So I was planning for when I apply. I don't know I will get it or not, but I was preparing myself in many days and many months. Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you to you. It is important to take care, to go slowly now, to put some borders, no, between the research project and your everyday life, to take a little of time for you, not to change your mind, because it's a lot. Even if you are engaged and you do all this preparation, it is important to go slowly, because perhaps it's too much for you, no? And I think the writing process is even hard too, yes, because we are writing about their experiences, and it's like a rethinking. Thinking is like a experience again, okay? And it is important to take your time to have some other activities. Okay, take it easy because it's a yes, very an incredible work and an amazing work, and at the same time a hard work for you. Okay, I don't know if perhaps Nanya, Nukila, somebody else, Mimi, want to share with Ananya perhaps some advice how she can take care of herself during this writing process, because sometimes is not easy, no? Or
I would like to ask Ananya, how your this very great research, yeah. But my question is, how do you approach the government and give the chance, the change, the transformation based on your findings? How do you involve the governments, the other stakeholders that could change the situation on your community?
First of all, thank you, Nokila. This is very important question. So first of all, I will convince indigenous peoples who are involved in politics because they can understand us. I was go with youth because when I talk with them and then I was approach them, they can talk with their seniors. So this is the way I entered the political group, and they have because they are ruling party, indigenous youth political leader, so they have access everywhere. So I was thinking in my mind when it is very important to work because we cannot let this topic go. So we have to connect with in politically, because if we are not politically connected, we cannot achieve it. So I was go with my few friends are work for politics leader. So first I convinced them. Then they give me a space to talk with my issue with their colleagues, and they approach their senior. So so we in local level we are talk with them. I hope you can get it.
Thank you, Ananya. Clear.
Tuman.
Yes. Yeah, very I'm very interested with what Ananya is doing. Well, with everybody's work. But I was listening. I remember in the first meetings, like uh Ananya was saying that like there are gender-based violence cases, a lot of gender-based violence cases, but they don't talk about it. That's what I remember, like rape or, you know, it's like I'm very curious. And then she's mentioning, you're mentioning about healing process. So I'm really very much into, while we document, we give voice to victims, but also it's very important to remember that we do have the healing power within us, uh, rather than just repeating the victimization, no, and then even absorbing or magnifying the anger that sometimes people stop listening because it's just too much. Even listening to numbers of cases, it's just too much. Like it's people would just shut down, no, and will start denying or not, simply not listen because, as Teacher Angela was saying, maybe some also would like to protect themselves, no, and unfortunately, people would stop uh, listening to bad news, So I'm really also, I would also really like to see how we do research and we use specific examples and stories to tell the dark side or the stories of pain and suffering, but also at the same time highlight stories of healing and transforming this pain. Because for me, I think it's been very effective to reach out people who have shut down or even perpetrators of violence against women, against human beings, is to help them realize that their victims are also human beings and they are also human beings. So it's kind of remembering that we are all humans. And then, of course, eventually, we hope that they become accountable for the violence that they've been doing. But first, to realize the value of uh, life of the people they oppress or they violate, and then they also realize that the value of their life is related to the value of the people that the very people that they oppress. So I'm very curious and very interested how we bring out that kind of story. So listening to Ananya, she was mentioning about yeah, the it's very inspiring to hear that there are folks who could listen, who could connect it to to the colonial experience. But at the same time, there are there are also efforts of uh like telling the story, but with very conscious efforts of healing the victim, so they go beyond victims. Like I think I'm not that I'm tired of talking about victimhood, but I realize that if we get stuck in being victims or even just bloating the reality that no, no, there are many victims of human rights, of war and all, it's like we forget to see also that the very power, as Ananya was saying, the very power of healing ourselves and healing the very uh the violators themselves or the colonizers themselves. I remember teacher Lorena mentioning something like this. It's like as we heal, as we stop the uh, colonization within us or the victimization within us, somehow we also help the colonizer heal themselves. I don't know. I know it's just triggering a lot of, because I'm also doing a similar thing, but also focusing on the political already in the political expression or decision making uh or women leaders formation to be more involved in the political arena, or especially formal elected positions. So and to effectively do that, we have the leaders should be healed, and the leaders that I'm talking with are survivors also of violence, yeah, survivors of human rights violations and helplessness and poverty. So, but also I talk with leaders who may not have direct experience, but also in the positions or could listen with empathy, so that they could also speak up effectively, not not as very patronizing leaders, but really effectively criticize, at the same time empower the victims as well as the perpetrators, so that we create a wider platform of realization to actually collaborate together to stop the cycle of violence. I've said a lot, sorry.
Thank you, Doman. So inspiring, no? And it was like a healing experience to hear you, to listen. Yes, thank you very much. I don't know, Ananya, do you want to comment something about Doman comments? And after Nai, go on, please.
Thank you, Teacher Angela, and thank you for my fellow sisters for their contribution and their presentation. I think so. The last, I'm sorry, I didn't, I'm bad in naming. So my last sister will just give her view based on the presentation. Actually, yeah, it's one of the key issues that we need to note also by giving the other side of the issues that we tackle, because the circumstances that trigger a number of issues is how we amplify it and how we tackle it. But regardless of that, we should remember also the vulnerability and the marginalized situation certain community may be. I come from an indigenous community, the Maasai community, located in Ngorongoro game control area. We may think that sometimes we look things in sympathy, but the empathy in it may enable us to view out a number of issues that are hidden in a manner that continue to degrade or build more struggle to these communities, or not only more struggle, but to kill the whole livelihood or the system of a certain community. So I wanted just to point out that there are issues actually that you can't leave behind the sense of amplifying the voices of issues of victimization that are going on in a certain situation. Human rights violation is more broader if you cluster it, but all trigger to the end of violating a human right of a certain person. But we remember that most of our state, I'm taking an example of the state I come from, Tanzania, still even the recognition of a certain community is not given out. So to continue giving the air less of speaking out of what is going on will continue escalating to kill a certain livelihood. So I really love what it was mentioned out. I think so it's something that also is going to build us in giving out our views at certain research, or even in future in our advocacy that we are doing. So I really thank them so much for such views.
Okay, thank you, Nai. I don't know if somebody want to comment. Ananya, go on, please.
Thank you. Thank you, sisters, for comments and sharing with us. Domen, I really connect with your healing process. What you are saying, it is. I just forgot to tell a story when the colonialism talking about them. One of one of grandma told me that when they are child, that nature also protect them from various violence, like no one's come enter the community that time. There a river and the trees and and especially for the mountain, because that time the road is not there is no road, and the nature, all this nature was protecting them. But right now it's a development process, so all the land is grabbing and other stuff, so it's not protect. Now the community is not protected. So the way they are talking the stories, it was so inspiring, and I learned so many things from them. And you told me, Domen told me about the self healing process. I think it's a most powerful thing that we have in ourselves, that we can heal everything if we decided, or if we want. So so I think it's more powerful thing that gifted us to heal ourselves. Maybe time to time we will heal. Our process will be going on, and one day we will heal ourselves. So I learned from the victim also about they are healing themselves. So no one listen them, no one talk with them. So they're healing themselves by their finding way to how they can heal themselves, how can they will get up, and how will they fight with all the situations. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you to you, Ananya, and for everyone for your presentations, your comments, your answers, your work, your existence. Is a really incredible group. Thank you very much. I think we can stop and now. And we will have the other presentations next Friday, okay? And now I think I am so happy to listen your results and findings, and I hope you can continue these days, no? And work in your presentations and writing process. Okay. Well,
Okay.
See you Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.